Don't let the haters define you. You can be anything you want to be. Who are you?
I'm ugly cool, bitch. He was the first duck to ever make it big as a recording artist.
I don't think there's a single person on Earth who doesn't know who Ugly Cool is.
He became an almost overnight sensation. You only had to blink and you were like, oh my god, you just knew mainstream music was never going to be the same again.
I have to say, it takes a lot of talent to become that famous when you have no talent.
So, I'm the greatest musician to ever live. What else is new? I always knew I was destined for greatness. I mean, with this body and this voice, no man or woman can resist me. I'm ugly cool. The ugly cool. I don't have time for people who don't recognize that. But behind all the glitz and glamour is a life filled with personal struggles and emotional turmoil. Join us as we explore the duck behind the sunglasses. Ugly Cool, real name Constance Matthews, was hatched in the reeds of a small pond in the English town of Grimsby.
From what Little Ugly told me about his childhood when we were going out, it was not good. That means it was bad, right?
I don't want to talk about my childhood. Too many bad memories. I'm not crying. I don't need a tissue. Give me a tissue. Give me a tissue, useless. Ugh. Get this disgusting thing away from me. It seems that genetics had dealt Ugly a bad hand, as we can reveal, for the first time that this information has been released to the public, that Ugly Cool was born cross-eyed.
Very few people know the truth about dear Ugly. He was very uncomfortable about his looks. We're all not born beautiful.
Throughout his early years, Ugly Cool was bullied relentlessly by the other ducklings because of his eyes. They used to call me names like Ugly Duck, Ugly Eyes, Ugly Ugly. They weren't very good at name calling, but it still hurt, you know. They say sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can hurt just as much. But then they actually threw sticks and stones at me, and I think that did actually hurt more. Born into a litter of 5, Ugly stood out among the other ducks due to his misshapen manner. After much torment, he ran away from the only home he'd ever known and found himself on the streets of Grimsby, somewhere no one wants to be. I'd eat crumbs off the floor and suck the batter out of discarded fish and chip wrappers. That's no life for a duck. I'd usually beg outside the hippodrome. That's where I'd see them. Famous people, the so-called celebrities. More money than common sense. The undeserved admiration of millions. Self-absorbed, sucking on the teats of our society while the rest of us struggle to get by. And I knew that is what I wanted to be. I became obsessed with them. Their lifestyle, their ambiance, their complete lack of regard for decency and morals. I mean, this was back before I realized I was the greatest living being to ever grace the face of the earth. But just thinking about all those ducks who made fun of me, seeing me filling stadiums, touring the world, I'd show them all. That is what got me through the cold nights. Desperate to attain his newfound dreams of wealth and success, Ugly started singing in bars and nightclubs until he was headhunted by a talent agent and signed to the record label Young Turkeys. I was put into a band with 4 guys who I'd never met before, and we recorded our first 15 albums in one afternoon. We were called Boys because we were all male and under the age of 21. We decided to use a Z instead of an S because misspelling words appealed to the kids of the day. Society wanted us to spell correctly, but we were rebels who didn't give a fruck. The next day the band broke up. It was then that Ugly decided to pursue a solo career under the name Ugly Cool. I decided to keep the name Ugly, basically because I'd forgotten what my real name was, and because I wanted to turn that nickname that had haunted me my whole life into something positive.
I was just sitting in my apartment, like flicking through Netflix, when somebody sent me this demo tape from UK England. And I was like, why is someone sending me this demo tape from UK England? And in the email, my friend was all like, you gotta listen to this guy, you gotta hear this guy. So I listened to it, and I was like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Ugly Cool, man, Ugly Cool. Who is this guy? I didn't know who he was, but then someone told me, and then I knew.
I was first introduced to my darling Ugly through a mutual friend, and I thought to myself, here is someone who can't sing, can't dance, and looks like he's been hit in the face with a shovel. But there was something there. I thought I could make a star out of this boy. And there was one big hurdle we needed to jump, those eyes.
The eyes were a big problem. We didn't think girls would go for a look like that. We needed a look that said, sex god. Not one of those commercials that tries to scare you by showing you the victims of road traffic accidents.
I got a box from Elizabeth in the post. Sorry, mail. And it said, put these on. And I opened it up and it was a pair of diamond-encrusted sunglasses. I put them on and everything changed. All my insecurities, all my anxieties, they were gone. I felt reborn. I was no longer ugly eyes. I was ugly cool.
I think his physical appearance gave him a lot of self-esteem issues when he was a kid, which is why he started wearing those sunglasses. He hated taking them off. He never takes them off in public because he's too scared of people seeing him in a different light. I mean, come on, he does look pretty stupid without them. Have you seen it? It's like this. I can do it, I'll show you. Ow, ow, ow! No, I can't do it.
Ugly Cool released his debut album, Ducky in Love, and it went straight to #1. He was finally where he wanted to be. The first few months were just one big wild ride. Partying every day, partying every night. Occasionally we'd record new songs. So he did nothing but party? Is that what you're saying? No, it wasn't just parties. It was galas, raves, shindigs, hoedowns, soirees, matinees, orgies, bar mitzvahs, quinceañeras, stag do's, bridal showers, christenings, pagan sacrifices, the whole shebang, as well as a few shebangs. It wasn't just parties. Ugly Cool's 15 minutes of fame had begun, and he'd become a fixture in American living rooms, appearing on music videos and talk shows.
So tell us a little bit more about your new album, Jagged Little Bill.
So yeah, this one goes out to all my fans, and out of all the money we've raised from ticket sales, at least 2% will be donated to charity.
And which charity is that again?
It's the Ugly Cool Foundation Trust. Basically, we're adding a trustworthy foundation to the new east wing of the north wing of my luxury villa in Venezuela. This way, I'll have a better view of the coast and the vineyards when I vacation there during the holidays. So, you know, a very worthwhile cause. Go charity! Woo!
He had a certain charisma about him, unlike anybody I've ever met. Every girl and her grandma wanted to be with him. I mean, damn!
Tell me about Ugly Cool. What do you love about it?
Oh my god! He's just so cool! I just love it!
Yeah, I had almost everything I'd ever wanted, except for one thing. That one thing that Ugly Cool is talking about, but our camera ran out of film before he said what it was, and we didn't realize until it was too late, was Beauty Lake.
I think Ugly always loved Beauty. She was his childhood sweetheart, and now that he's rich and famous, she wanted him to, after ignoring him for the last 20 years. If that's not the sign of true love, I don't know what is. Shakespeare, eat your motherfucking heart out.
It was the fairy tale of the millennium. Ugly and Beauty got married in Tahiti in a private ceremony in front of 100 reporters. They then shared a night of intimate lovemaking, also in front of 100 reporters. It's not fair! We're just ordinary people trying to live our lives! Why can't people just leave us in peace? Zoom the camera in on me. Get that camera out of my face! Ugly and Beauty were ready to start their life together, but Beauty had a dark secret that would soon come to light, and become a light secret, if you will. Yeah, a light secret. That's good, keep that in. No, the light secret thing. Don't keep in what I'm saying now.
Beauty had a problem that Ugly, well, none of us knew about.
Unbeknownst to her new husband, Beauty was addicted to the most dangerous substance known to poultry, quack, also known as flappy quacky or ecstasy, or by its scientific name, bread.
Wielu ludzi nie zdaje sobie sprawy, lecz chleb jest właściwie bardzo zły dla ptaków i kaczek. W ekstremalnych przypadkach może on spowodować zawroty głowy i inne infekcje.
And it wasn't long until Beauty introduced Ugly Cool to this lethal substance.
A lot of people don't realise that it's an illness. Everywhere I go, I'm known as the woman who got Ugly Cool into quack. But I didn't force the down his throat, he made a choice.
It was terrible. He was like a different person. They'd hang out in the back alleys behind bakeries. One time we were at an auction house and Ugly just dived a tray full of sandwiches and started wolfing them down there and then. There were lettuces everywhere. It was like something out of an American Horror Story.
I was a mess, man. I took the stuff to forget my problems, but it just made me hate my body even more. I had a bill job. I even got pecking plants. But things took a dark turn when one night in their penthouse suite, both off their beaks on Quack, Beauty gave birth to their first egg, only for them to boil it and eat it in an omelette. I can't even. I don't remember it, but I know it happened. I ate my own egg. I'm disgusting. The worst part is, we were so high, I couldn't even finish the omelette.
I couldn't believe it. I was shocked at how good Ugly's son tasted. He saved me a bit. That Beauty may be trash, but she sure can cook. Little Egbert, or Eggduino. Haha.
I think it was at that point Ugly realised he needed to change. He'd hit rock bottom, and he just could not carry on living like that.
Unable to move past what had happened, Ugly and Beauty decided to get a messy divorce that lasted several agonizing years and went their separate ways. 5 more marriages and 7 trips to rehab later, and the king of music was back. Yeah! Nothing's gonna stop this train! Ugly Cool is the greatest artist of all time. A visionary. Women love me and wish they could be me. The only way is up. It's nothing but good things from now on.
We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.